And people starting to see the real you, and they want to experience that, but they can't experience it because they already had the opportunity to experience it. A lot of people, they experience you, and then they take it for granted, and they step all over you, walk all over you like a welcome mat, and they treat you like dirt. You get to see who these people truly are. You get to see how they truly feel about you. When you know, maybe at a low place or going through a tough situation, and now that you no longer connected to these people, when you separate from people that ain't serving you, when you separate from things and people that don't mean you well, you begin to flourish. You begin to step into all that you are, you know, level up and elevate in life, because you no longer bound by that dead weight. You no longer have those chains attached to you. It's like a bag of bricks that's been attached to you and holding you down for so long, but you no longer have that attached to you anymore. And so your life started going up. You start to flourish. You start to see who you truly are. You start to learn more about yourself. You start to build your relationship with God, get that new knowledge, and just go higher. Like, that literally elevates you when you start learning who you are, right? When you start learning more about yourself, you start spending time with God, spending time in solitude, being okay with being alone, being okay with improving, and becoming the best version of you, becoming who God created you to be. And see, now people that took you for granted, people that took your presence for granted, people that took your kindness for a weakness, they see exactly who you are now. They see your true identity. People are starting to realize that you are not what they thought you were, because understand this, a lot of people underestimate you. They underestimate you, and you get to see that. You know what? That's actually a privilege, that you get to see who people truly are when you at your lowest. And these same people, they're going to want access to you when you are at your best. If you couldn't treat me well at my lowest, what makes me think or believe that you will treat me good at my best? If you couldn't treat me good at my worst, what makes... Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, you don't get access to that again. You don't get access to me again just to show me what you already shown me 1,000 times before. When I didn't have boundaries, when the bar of my standards was set in hell, literally, and I was just allowing and tolerating some of anything, you took advantage of the fact that I didn't have boundaries. You liked the version of me that didn't have boundaries. You liked the version of me that didn't have no standards, that couldn't see the truth, that was naive, that was gullible. You took advantage of that version of me rather than helping me, rather than speaking life into me, rather than uplifting me. Like, you saw me at my lowest and you chose to kick me while I was still down, and you want access to the best version of me? What? They don't get access. You got to understand that these people do not get access to you ever again. You saw them for who they were already. You saw what they was about. Your light, another thing, your light is triggering to people who live in darkness. So when they get the first chance they get at tearing you down or kicking you, they gonna take that chance. They gonna do exactly that, because that's who they are. That's who they are, and you get to see who they are. That's a privilege to have eyes to see that, for God to reveal things to you that people think you cannot see, because they think you alone. They don't know that you are connected to God. They don't know what you're doing when you by yourself. They don't know that you talking to God and you crying out to God. You asking God to show you things that you might be oblivious to. They don't know you doing it, so they think you alone. And they don't know the power of the Holy Spirit, the power of God. And so, since you are connected to God, since you are connected to God, you are now beginning to elevate, see things even more clear, go to your next level, become the best version of yourself every single day. Like your eyes being open, God is giving you new knowledge every single day. And these people see, they watching your glow up, they watching you level up, they watching you go to your next level. They want access to that. They wish they could do something different, but they can't, because they can only operate from what they know. They don't know how to be a better person. They don't know that they have to surrender to God for him to clean them up. They don't believe in that. They don't understand that. And so when they had you around, when you were around these people and they did have access to you, they took it for granted. Like, how can you kick somebody down at their lowest? They already at the lowest they can go. And then you kick them. You treat them like dirt. You call them all type of names. You lie on them. You smear their names. Like, you do this, and then they get to a higher place. They start getting notoriety. Their names start getting out there. They start being known, right? And now you want access. It don't work like that. Like, how delusional, how slow do you have to be to think you get that same access to that person after you have betrayed them? And for years, even people that done betrayed you for years, probably your entire life. This could be family, friend, relationship, ex relationship, or whatever. They will do you dirty, and then expect to still have access to you. Like, what kind of entitlement and audacity is that? Like, was Audacity on sale or something like that? Because what you think you get? What? These people so confused. These people don't be knowing whether they coming or going. They be letting the devil use them, letting the devil control them, and don't even be knowing what's right in front of them. See, God chose you for a reason. God chose you to break generational cycles in your bloodline. That's why you've been a threat in your bloodline your entire life. You were targeted. You were the targeted one in your bloodline your entire life. Maybe the black sheep or the scapegoat. Because God chose you. And it was harder for you than it was for everybody else. Then nobody else want to pick up that mantle. Then nobody else want to do that work. But you doing it. And them same ones that come against you, they want access to you. And then they want to play victim when you cut them off. They want to play victim when you cut off access, when they no longer have access. Well, she did such and such, or she crazy and he crazy and blah blah blah. Like, nah, because the same people that they lied to about you, even they seeing your true identity. They seeing who you truly are. They seeing that you are nothing that these people described. They seeing who the real problem is now. They see who the real problem is now. You were never the problem when you were with these people, when you were around them, when you were connected to them. You were doing your best, trying to figure life out. But you had been suppressed for so long and bound by the demons that they were fighting. And you trying to figure out how to fight through life, how to get through life, figure out who you are, figure out what you supposed to be, what you on this earth for. Like, you over here trying to figure life out and they steady beating you down. And now they watching from the nosebleeds, watching you level up and go to your next level, and they trying to figure out how they can get access to you again, just for them to come back in your life and tear you down again. So be careful who you let in your life. Be careful. Like, don't give people access to you again. Like, forgive them and move forward. Forgiveness don't require reconciliation nor reconnection. It don't. You can forgive people and love them from a distance. You can forgive people and never talk to them again. You can forgive people and never reconnect with them. You can forgive people and never reconcile. You can forgive and move forward with your life. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They don't realize that. Like, you gotta get that in your skull that you can forgive people and move forward with your life. Them people don't need to have access to you no more after they done showed you who they are 50 million times. They don't need access to you again. Because once you done left, you cut off access, and then you give them access again after time done passed. Just because years done passed, little time done passed, and you think these people done change just because you done change. That's another thing we got to start doing, is thinking people are us. Seeing people the way that we are. Everybody ain't got no good heart. Not the majority of these people out here. Possessed, oppressed, being operated by demonic spirits, because they don't know God. They don't know God. But let your life be a reflection of God's glory, because all while they sitting back watching, wishing they could have access to you again, they don't understand. They don't even know that that's their opportunity to connect to God too. That's their opportunity to do right by people. Like, with them watching you, your life is a reflection of God's glory, a reflection of what God can do when you just surrender to Him and let Him change your heart. Even when they do surrender to God and allow Him to change their heart, you still ain't obligated to connect to these folks. You're not. So you gotta let them watch. Let them sit back in the nosebleeds and watch your life level up. People starting to see the truth about you, who you truly are, okay? What you truly about. That you ain't nothing that these liars and manipulators said about you. People starting to see that. And you doing something right. Keep showing up as the real, raw, authentic version of yourself. Keep showing up as who God created you to be. Don't dim your light for nobody. Don't back down for nobody. Don't lower your self-esteem for nobody. Don't shut up for nobody. Because you're making the enemy mad. Keep stepping on the devil's neck. Keep intimidating darkness with the light that you carry. The glory of God is on display in your life. And people wish so badly that they can have access to you again. It ain't happening. Access denied. And that's permanently. Okay? I want you to drop that in the comments before you get off this video. Access denied. Alright? I love y'all so much. I'm at the coffee shop and to get some work done. I wanted to drop that message. It was in my spirit to give to y'all. If you are a woman and you're ready to heal and level up and go to the next level, step into purpose, step into all God has created you to be, I created a community called Becoming Her on Purpose. If you've been through narcissistic abuse and you wanna unlearn all of that mess and rebuild your life through Christ, become who God created you to be, okay, that community is for you, and I left the link down in the description box below. First 50 women get in for only $7 a month. Okay, that's just my little community that I created, little inner circle that I finally put out. It's actually I created it like a year ago, y'all. I created it like a year ago, and I just never launched it because of overthinking and perfectionism. And God told me, make it exist and perfect it later. And you know what? That just did something. I had to go ahead and put it out there. I talked to my girl. She helped me with a strategy. And so, yeah, I make sure talking about it and letting my ladies know that I have a community now. Okay, well, I'm gonna be in there. It's bunch of different modules in there. You can post in there. I talk back. Okay, I'll be going live at least once a month. Anyway, I'll be going live in there and just dropping gems for y'all so you can understand what you've been through, what you might be currently going through, and you know how to respond to it so you can heal and level up, get to the point to where God needs you to be so you can help somebody else too. Okay, I love you. If this video resonated with you, I want you to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed, and turn on your notification bells so you don't miss out on my future uploads. I upload a video every single day and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna be talking to you in the next video. Bye.